Yo, you are now tuned in to another 3% show. I go by Jay Davis. And the reason why I call it the 3% is because I believe people will tell you 97% of their truth, and that's super dope and admirable. But the 3% unspoken holds unpowerly. It just holds chains on you. It can be the best thing, it could be the worst thing, the scariest thing, or it can be a driving force. Today, I'm not even going to front. This couple that you see in front of me, look, the reason why I have them on there is because look, it's a super dope show. And basically, I love their chemistry. They are from the hometown and have the audacity to move to Houston, meaning they left the roots because we keep KC with us wherever we go. But
hey, man.
Here they have landed. And we have Rell and Dre.
Hey.
How doing?
All right.
And again, the reason why I brought you on the show is because I've had small conversations, and I always remind people, you just never know who's watching you. You never know who pays attention. And, you know, really, it's just in fact, he has an infectious smile and energy. When you hear music, y'all think that I get it. My man be grooving, right? He comes from all the kids bouncing. I actually paid attention to him, I think it may be a year or two. I think it's about a year ago, I seen you at a couple of spots. Yeah. The crowd going. Then Claire Huxtable, his wife, comes through. She's always poised. You know, she be poised, she be cool. And I had a real conversation with him, and I believe that you should give people flowers while they're here. And more than anything, I just commend Black love. So if you will introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Rell.
I'm Dre.
Dre Shumay. We from Kansas City. We grew up in the hood off 39th and 40th in Garfield.
Child, I know that area.
Yeah, we met when we was kids.
I was 15.
First of all, he lied about his age. I'm older than him.
What?
He told me he was older than me.
Don't look at it. I'll look at it.
Well, I'm about to say, you know, you probably had the full beard back in the day. He had the paper coming through.
No. I was going to his 8th grade. I went to his 8th grade graduation.
While she was in high school.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. See, normally that's the other way around. We be in middle school, man, because the girls is going up to the high school, kicking it and going to high school proms and all. Boy, you Dre.
She was already hooked. She was already
it was too late, buddy.
Yeah. That's how it was back in the day. All the girls like, I want an older dude.
Right.
Niggas, I'm a year older than you.
I fell victim to it. I was upset, boy. I ain't gonna say her name, but I was upset when she went to the high school homecomings. I'm like, but we got 8th grade dance right here.
Right now, let's go. We can't touch down here, but we can dance.
Absolutely. You know how they be hawking in middle school. Straight state hawking. You gotta watch the game.
Sir.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
So check this out. Tell us a little bit individually about yourself. You said that you're both from Kansas City, Missouri. So what's the difference? I'm from Kansas City, Kansas, if y'all don't know. Kansas City, Missouri. It ain't the same thing. They liquor stores say open later. They got all the clubs. We got got stuff. We got the dot is popping. But come on, y'all know it. Y'all undercover. Y'all be paying attention. But check this out. Tell us a little bit about yourself as far as growing up individually, and then we'll get more into when y'all notice each other and start, dating and more.
Okay, well, I'm gonna start because I'm the one that asked him out. We moved over there. We was 13.
Yeah.
You know I did. I asked his cousin to hook us up.
I didn't meet on the party line, because the party line used to pop back in the day.
No, I just told her. I told her to tell him. Well, ask him if he wanted to go out with me. And he told her, yeah. She came back and told me. And after that, he just started acting different. He started acting different. Just every time
what happened was, I was going to the movies that day, and I went on up there to their house, just talk to them for a little bit. She seen I was fresh to death, like,
Yeah, wow.
yeah, I know Dre be up here every day. I ain't seen him looking like that. Tell your cousin I want to holler at him.
Anyway,
I'm all for it.
Yeah,
I'm all for it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, but tell them
I shot my shot. So we moved in on Garfield. I want to say what 2000? No.
Probably 99, 2000, Lil Wayne.
Something like that.
Back then, for the 99.
But growing up, we moved a lot. Us, my mama kids, we moved a lot. When we first moved over there, that's when we was first introduced to fighting and all that. Like we used to have fights with all his cousins. But to this day, it's all love. We family. But that's how initially, I didn't initially meet him through us fighting. They came afterwards.
I seen them coming through, and I went and asked they mama boyfriend, can I cut their grass?
Come on.
Because I seen some chocolate come up out of there. I'm like, what? Okay. Went right up to the house when I got my lawnmower. Hey, big dog, you need your grass cut?
Hey, for you fellas, understand hard labor is a payoff. This man, everybody else in the neighborhood grass tall as hell, but he cut their grass. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'll try to take my shirt off, but I ain't want big dude. Big dude was big, man. Big Nate, R.I.P. Nate. Big dude, he was big. I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna. I think that might be a little disrespectful, man. So, I just had a little dirty tank top on, cut the grass. They look, first, day in the neighborhood or whatever.
Yeah.
But
and never left.
Yeah.
He was at our house every day.
Come on, so you are Moesha's neighbor. You just everywhere.
Wore down.
Sister, go on, Roger.
Yeah.
Come on.
One of them.
So y'all
she got 3
known
sisters.
each other since y'all were young, right?
Yeah.
2 sisters.
We was kids. And that back then they was calling it puppy love.
Yeah.
I used to tell them we gonna get married and everything. They like, y'all don't know what love is and all this and that. Yeah. But it took. You want to tell her story and then we get to how?
Yeah.
Because it was
a doing? I'm Dre Shamay,
Already.
Kansas City, what I'm saying, in the building, what I'm saying. One of the boys, what I'm saying. Hey, got hands like Floyd, watch your mouth. Like we was saying, right? I got 4 brothers. So, my mama had 5 boys, 5 of us. We down there on 39th in a big greenhouse. And we kicked it. Like our neighborhood was full of, man, we had at least about 50, 60 kids in the neighborhood. Everybody knew everybody. We kicked it, fought, talked stuff, celebrated holidays together. Everybody as a, community type thing, you know what I mean? And then it was the girls, they got to taking it all out of proportion and stuff.
Who?
Huh? Who? Not y'all, just the girls. All the girls got to fighting. Like,
we never left the porch until we was forced. My first time fighting over there, my oldest sister told me, if you don't get out there and fight, I'm gonna beat your ass. She said that to me and my little sister. So we like, oh my God, we gotta fight. Like, if we don't fight, she gonna beat us up. And I cannot tell you for nothing why we was out there fighting. But I'm glad that it was back then.
Kids, y'all was the new girls on the block. They was trying to check y'all temperature.
They did that. Changed our whole life. It did. It changed our whole life. Like,
So check this out. And again, like I said, I'm not even going to front like I know everything about this young couple. I just pay attention. And, when you see a beautiful thing, it's a beautiful struggle that comes with it. And like I said, the way Dre was talking about his wife, you can just see it. You can see they have the end in front of the love. And I think that's super dope. And that's even when she ain't around. He ain't come out talking about, what we getting into. He just came out to watch the game. And we meet up on Sundays to watch the game. What high school did you all go to?
A lot of Westport Central.
I ain't never go to Westport. I went to Central.
Oh, you didn't go to Westport.
You went to Central. What year you come out, Dre? Come on, brother.
It was 06. You class of 06. I was class of 05.
Oh, okay.
I'm
06. Classical geeks or whatever. Greeks. I don't know.
And let me see why I have him on the show right here. This is it.
I don't know.
So did y'all stay together through the entire time as y'all grew up, or did y'all grow up?
No.
No, I got my GED in a joint. So at 16, from 16 to 22, I got locked up. I was in prison. From 16 to 22, I was fucking with some older dude. I was 16. Dude was like 32 or something. And I'm thinking I can get in a club with this nigga, and he goes out and robs somebody, end up getting caught up and going to jail. And the streets, the no snitch rule and shit. I don't know why I went off all up in that, but yeah. So that was our, we was together, but we weren't together before I got locked up.
Because I broke up with him because Dre wanted to drink.
I was a full-blown alcoholic.
He was a kid and he was drinking bad, like he was an old man.
Okay.
That was been doing this. And I know it had a lot to do with our environment, the surroundings, the influences. Back then, our parents, I want to say that our parents' generation, they wasn't educated to a lot of things that we've learned. And our kids they gonna know more than I don't know how to put it.
Well, look, that's one of those things that I say. Your job as a parent sometimes isn't to give your kid what you didn't have. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To give them the knowledge that you didn't know. So it's not all the material things, it's life lessons that are applied.
Thank you.
There you go.
Right.
Oh. Hard. I'm in here.
But that's exactly what it was. Just no guidance. We both was in the streets though.
Okay. I mean, that's real. I mean, KC is so small, but yet everybody knows each other. Just like me and my homegirl Adrian say, if you're from the town, either you know them or you know them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For real.
Yeah, that's true.
So my man, he's gone for about what, 6 years?
Yeah, before he went to jail, how long before that? Because I was pregnant when he went to jail.
Yeah, he was pregnant.
Yeah, his family just swore it was his. They came up to the hospital when I had the baby and everything. He's in jail. We had been broke up.
You know how your folks is, like, shit, I know my cousin was still hitting there. You go up there and see if that baby got them big eyes. That baby got them big eyes, that's my cousins.
I was with, I had 3 kids with, do I say his name?
You gotta say his name. Somebody, this is the proper protocol. I had 3 kids with somebody and boom.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, disclosure clause. I'm gonna put it on there. You good?
Yeah, so I had 3 kids. By the time I was 21, I had 4 kids.
Okay.
I had been to prison. Everything. Yeah, you would just never, you can never look at somebody and just know what they done been through.
Absolutely not. And that's why I choose to talk to certain people while I'm out and about. But it's a blessing that you're even here, successful, married, and more, getting to that.
Yeah, and there was so much doubt with us getting here, but with giving up was not an option. But so Drake got out. I'm talking about as soon as he got out of jail, we was right back together like he never left.
I mean, sure, when you live a little bit and you got time to think, you find out who's really for you. It's that Claire Huxtable effect, because I'm sure by then, you clean your act up when you're away. When you're gone, you know what I'm saying, you got time to think and you have a decision to make. You know what I'm saying? I have family members right now that I would love to influence where he's at now, but you know what I'm saying, he has to want it for himself.
Exactly.
You can't make nobody.
Yeah, We had to learn that the hard way.
Yeah. We didn't try it ourselves.
But during our struggle, we done try to help so many people, and it always kind of backfired on us because we helping them to help them do better, but at the same time, I'm not gonna say that they use it. They just didn't appreciate it, or they didn't want the change.
They didn't want the change at the time, like they.
Yeah, but after the now, look.
Yeah,
they want it.
Yeah, and it's a time and a place for everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what child love is a time and a place. Yeah, I grew up playing red light, green light, no Squid Games on there, just regular green, red light, green light.
Tag, I go get it.
What child? Y'all see why I did it. And I'm gonna be real with you. When I'm at these chief events, I'm the quietest person. I just be chilling, I'll laugh, I nod my head. Okay. But it was just something infectious about these. It's just something about this couple that I paid attention to. I even think when we were at the pool party, I asked where your wife was. I asked how she was doing because I think
you was right there. I had stole your seat.
absolutely. I told you have a seat. I didn't want you standing up. You good. So
yeah.
Something about
I was
you.
pregnant at the time.
I seen good people. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, you ain't gotta stand up, man. I'll jump in this water, even though we don't like to get in the pool. I got in the pool for you.
We got
All good. So let's fast forward a little bit. So you're in a relationship now. He's out. Y'all both got y'all heads clear. Y'all got things going on. Still living back home in KC. You have these beautiful kids. And I think it's super dope that despite everything, him coming out, he hit the ground running. And
he did.
That's family. You know what I'm saying?
But we went through some things. But I told him when he got out, I told him because he went in so young, I told him mentally, I feel like you're still 16 because you didn't get to live out the rest of your teen years out here. You did that in there, so you never got a chance to fully live out your teen years and get to explore and do stuff. He like, no, I'm good. I'm ready to be in a relationship. This is what I want. I don't want nobody else. But I knew.
Ain't nobody about to get you and lock you up. Like, you got me bent. Like, you know what I mean? Talking about you gonna have fun. Well, I'm about to have fun. What you gonna be doing? Having fun. No, I'm good. We cool.
So we stayed together. We've been together for 11 years. I do rollover minutes and all that. So, because we broke up a couple times in the minutes.
Man, you didn't know
rollovers.
Man, look. Come on.
So I want to say in 2015, that's when that's when both our lives changed. I know, like, I don't know what it was, but just something clicked for us. It's always what I wanted. And you know, a lot of people say women mature faster than men or with that mental state. I knew that this is what I wanted. He wanted it too, but you know how you want that cake and eat it too. We had to go through that, but I wouldn't change nothing or trade anything. I wouldn't do nothing different.
Don't say it like I was just out here hoeing.
So Dre, let me ask you. Young brother, jangling. So let me ask you a question. When you were away from her, and I'll ask you as a man, when you were away from her, did she cross your mind a lot? Did you in your mind kind of
I'm talking about
try to get back in good graces? And how did you feel at that point mentally of how can I get back to my babe? You know what I'm saying? Were you nervous that she might not accept me or anything like that?
Yeah, I was nervous, but I'm like, I'm me, you know what I mean? And at the time, I'm like, shit, you have to say yay or nay, like, you know what I mean? So
he knew what it was.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot, I'm gonna shoot my shot, you know.
We had already said this when we was younger. Like, I never stopped loving him. I always, even while I was with my oldest kid's dad, like, I would tell my friends about him. Like, when he get out, we get married. It was just, I felt like I had to be with him because we had kids. Like, but I wasn't happy. That's not what I wanted.
Correct.
And he ain't changed. But
yeah, I used to think about it all the time. Like, I went in young, like, so I ain't know too much of nothing. I'm 16, you know what I mean? Everybody talking about their relationships and this and that. I only got one relationship with one person. Shit, we can talk about that. That's all I got to speak on. You know what I mean? But it was we had already done a lot. Like she already came to the school and got me up out of school, talking about this my brother. My brother, we got a family emergency. Come on. We gotta go to the house. I'm like, damn, what's going on? You know what's going on. So when I got out, you know, I'm looking for her. Where's she at? They like, hey, Rell over there. Where's she at? All right. Yeah, so I go over there. She ain't over there. All right, I go back to the house. I look up. Here she come pulling up.
Wow.
Yeah. I had my oldest son with me.
Her and Big On.
And that was the first time.
Did I see him?
Yeah, but it was just him.
Yeah, it was just him.
Yeah. That's when he met my oldest son for the first time.
He was 5.
That's dope, man. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm a hopeless romantic in my own little way. And I've been a good dude, and I've been a fuck boy before. I ain't gonna lie. I got a good name back home, but I'm a human being. You know what I'm saying? So I've been everything. You know, I always tell people if I was in Paid in Full, I'd be ace. You know, I'd be ace. I know everything going on. I see it happening, and I get the reports. But I'm gonna just chill and try to be as quiet, try to be cool. But like I said, I'm learning so much about you all, and this is super dope. You know, and it's super dope from the Black experience to say that the everyday person, you know, when you know, you know.
Right.
And no matter what you go through, if it's meant for you, it's truly meant for you. And that's what I'm digging. And I'm not even getting to the point that made me be like, man, just she's phenomenal and you super dope. And this is God's plan. No matter what people say, no matter what a person looks like, when God got something for you and you go get it, it's for you. So check this out. At what point did you all really feel like, you know, this is it? I don't want to do nothing else. I want to be with you. It's time to let's commit, let's everything. What happened? Did anything transpire where you just like jagged edge? We ain't getting no younger. We might as well do this.
Yeah, it's things kind of hit the fan early on. So we was originally supposed to get married May 17th, which is his birthday of 2015. Was it 2015? Yeah.
Got married.
Babe, let me finish the story.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's talking with her hand, baby boy.
Yes,
baby boy.
We was originally supposed to get married May 17, 2015. On May 16th, so much transpired, and oh my goodness, we had a big fallout.
My cousin came and told her about some old stuff that might or might not have happened. I don't know.
Anywho, but we broke up. Like that was the longest I broke up with him,
and then she went to.
Can I tell my story? Dang, I broke up with him from May for a good 3-4 months, and that's the longest. I never since he had been home. I was always just with him, regardless of what he went through, because I knew that he had to go through that just to get to where we were trying to get to. But I feel like you took advantage of it, and I had to show him no, you not. This can't keep happening. Either we're gonna be together or we not. But you can't have everything. You can't. We can't be together and you still be out there doing this and doing that. And it's not only that, but the people that we hang around, the people that he was hanging around, nobody was a good influence on him. Like we never seen Black love in person, like people in long marriages or just something.
That's a real thing.
So we out here teaching ourselves. But I want to say that year, because in October of that year, we had started going to church and everything. Both did a whole 360. I really, to this day, I still be so mind blown at how much he's changed. Like Dre, he did a whole 360.
Yeah.
He did oh my God. This man is just beautiful. Yes, you. So he proposed to me on October, what was it, October 7th? October 7th, I know you probably don't remember that day. He didn't have a ring or nothing. He was right there. We was on 39th in front of his mama's house. I was about to leave. He came out there. He got down on one knee and said, "Will you marry me?" I'm like, "Yeah." You know, we back together. We end up getting married the 24th. We had a wedding and everything at Grace Temple down there on 18th and Vine.
I know that.
It was a small little ceremony, but we end up getting married and just, you know, you go into a marriage with so many friends and people around you. It's like I feel like once we got married, people's perception of us changed. And I want to say it changed towards us, like they felt like we thought we was better than them when we never changed. All we did was elope.
Right.
But you know what? I hear that a lot from married people that are married. You know, I always, and I've never been married, but I always believe that you got your friends that know you, and then when you get married, you develop other friends outside who's never known you, but they know you as a couple, because that's an honest and fresh start. So you try to hold on to the people that's truly around you, and it's a hurting thing when people start falling off, or you understand the perception they have, and that's sad. You know what I'm saying? They should be happy. They always tell you that they're happy, but then they fall off until they get their happiness.
And it shows, because one thing, eventually it shows, whether it's good or bad.
First started to show at the wedding, like, because once we got to the wedding, like, you know what I mean, as big as I ain't even gonna call it a fan base, but like family, like everybody that just love us and, you know, I support y'all shit.
Yeah.
Didn't too many people show up. So it was like,
a lot of people did not think that we were going to get married, stay married, and still be here to this day.
I know a lot of y'all lost some money thinking that we was gonna break up, get divorced and stuff.
Yeah.
One person told me, and you lost your pay. You shouldn't have bet on that.
Yeah. It's like, I didn't think y'all was gonna make it this long. Like, what? Just to hear that, like, people being that honest, like, just to know, like, dang, that's really how you feel. Why would you think that me and my husband wouldn't make it past 3 years?
You know, a lot of people, you know, a lot of things are trending. You know, I always tell people, you know, for me, my perception of things is, you know, when you love somebody, it's something that you can't describe. You just got to know it. And I don't think a lot of people have experienced love in the way that they would love to be in love. You know, I don't believe people experience love in the fashion in what suits them. I think sometimes when people are in relationships, they experience love by going through the motions of trying to watch out for somebody's feelings, putting in the work as far as gifting. But I don't think people have a true conversation to find out, this is who I am, raw. This is who you are. Raw. This is how we can grow together. You know, I think sometimes people are in love with the thought of being in love. It's the same.
And not willing to put in that work, because it's work when you taking two people and you putting, for one, you got to add to some things and remove some things about yourself. It's a sacrificial type of thing, but it's supposed to be balanced.
Right. And how did you feel, Dre, for both of y'all? How did it mesh with the kids growing up as they began to get older? Because she showed up with her oldest son, and then, you know, how did that transpire? Was it easy? Was it?
Yeah,
it was easy to me because I knew, like, oh, this job, this is my husband. So and they were so young too. My youngest was 9 months. Malik was 9 months old when Dre first met him. And prior to that, that's when I had been in prison. I had just got released. When I got out, I was 6 months pregnant. So, and I had placed my youngest son up for adoption. I went through that whole process. When I gave birth, I got my tubes tied, but I never gave my son up. I couldn't. I'm like, I was going through it. I was homeless. I had lost everything. I was only in jail for 4 months, mind you, on a 2-year sentence. And when I went in, I still had an apartment. Me and my kids had a roof over our head. We had everything we needed. But those that I trusted to hold me down while I was in there caused me to lose everything. So fast forward to that, a year later, Dre ended up getting out. My youngest is 9 months old. When I first introduced Dre to the kids and the kids to Dre, I knew like this it.
And
Yeah.
guys,
It was
for you. It is for you. And if that person's for you, stop fighting yourself. And I have to, I have to learn how to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't easy.
that was me in the early parts of it, you know. I was still in disbelief, like she ain't, you know what I mean, she don't love me like she's saying she do, you know what I mean? But it was just pure genuine love. Like, and then with the kids, I love kids, so you know what I mean,
They clung to him.
we just all clicked, you know what I mean.
It was rough too, because he told me just a couple years ago that when we
Why
had
you
first
bringing
got
up
together,
old stuff? I gotta get the man back. Why
he
you
told me
bringing up
the
old
kids
stuff?
he said the kids used to tell, be like, you ain't my daddy. And I never knew that they did. I was like, what?
They turn around, look at you like this.
You ugly. Ugly.
Oh, little ugly ass boy. You like DT? Oh, you a little ugly ass boy. And then when your mama come around, they be like, hello.
Yeah. So
Well, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God, they used to say that to you. But he never told me. Like, Drake, he just ate it up. Like, you cannot.
I'm not going nowhere. I don't care about none of that. Like, you know what I mean? You gonna say what you gotta say. You know what I mean? I'm still gonna be here for you. I'm taking your ass to school in the morning.
So, he was there for all of their first days of school, all of them.
And that's important, and that's amazing, because that just gives testimony to say whatever you go through in life, your character and integrity is everything. Yeah. And for a man to be able to be like, whatever you say, kid, you know what I'm saying? I have your best interest in mind. Right. Because some people will snap and pop. Some dudes get, and that's the thing that women have to understand. Men are more emotional than women. Yeah. It's that we're not properly trained in how to express ourselves.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So that shows the kind of character and integrity that he has to be able to hear that. And then I'm gonna still take you to school in the morning. You know what I'm saying? That's huge. So this is the point where that really made me pay attention to Dre, really made me honor the person that you are. we were at a game, and we're talking about the baby stuff. And for those who don't know, I don't have kids. I've always wanted kids, but I say this to young people, young men. When I was younger, I used to pride myself about not having kids in my early 20s because I wasn't married. And friends were having kids. No problem. I love kids. But fast forward, me being 40, the thought of me having an actual kid, it's scary, because in my mind, that means I have to eat right, and live a long life so my kids won't have a broken syndrome by the time they're 20, because I would be 60-something with a 20-something-year-old. So when you have somebody, one of my exes told me before I moved here, and I'll never forget it, she was like, when you find somebody that loves you, let them love you. Because for so long I had a wall. I was always nervous about the responsibility of walking. I can walk with my cup, 2 cups. I will spill all of my water out of my cup, trying not to spill this one. That's how I show love. That's the kind of person I am. I will lose everything in my cup to make sure, golden child, I'll lose all the water.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? I think it's important, and now that I look back on that, you know what I'm saying? It's an important thing. So I'm gonna just drop a gem right quick, and I'm gonna get to what made me know this shit. The first time I love at first sight, boom, beautiful woman. I ain't gonna say, because y'all might went to school with her, y'all might know her people. She was from Missouri. Beautiful woman, everything, we clicked. Everything was like it was life. Like, it was the first time that I actually opened up, felt things. I didn't understand it, and she couldn't have kids. And in my mind, when she told me, I was distraught. I went to the RC Casino. I talked to Bruce, my stepdad, my play dad there, and she can't have kids. I don't know. He told me, boy, don't worry about that. I said, well, why not? Because I want XYZ. I can't make this up. He said, have you ever heard the story of the Samaritan woman? I said, no. He said, the Samaritan woman in the Bible, she couldn't have kids for years with her husband. And then God blessed her to have kids when she wasn't supposed to be able to have it. So I'm in Benedict Mall in the Walmart. I was in Wally World because I think I went at Hot Summer Nights, but I was in Wally World. This little kid, tall, turns the corner and I look at the child's face. And I'm like, huh, this is 5 years later after I stopped talking to her. And then the mother turns the corner and it's the same young lady that I was worried about kids. When I tell you, I gave Westport hell for 2 years. So I apologize, ladies. I gave women hell because I was hurt. You know what I'm saying? I was hurt like she wasn't supposed to be able to have kids and now she's married with kids and I'm so happy for her. But that was the first time that God stepped in and was like, you know, you have to stop worrying about things. Let me worry about that and you live the best you can. So I learned a huge lesson. So you said that you got married, you got your tubes tied, everything. You kept the baby, your family, your merged. So unbeknownst to me, when you came through at the pool party with the baby, I didn't know none of this. Can you express or explain what has transpired since you're married? What year did y'all move down here?
2017.
Okay, so tell us what that guided you from Kansas City to come here. What was going on? What happened?
Well, I already knew once I wanted to move out of Kansas City anyway, because I hate the cold. But I felt like we wasn't making no progress. We was just at a standstill in life. Yeah. So once we got married, we moved. I said, well, this is gonna be our last year. And I had to say this because my husband, you know, that part on Mozzie, I was too broke to ever picture life this way. Right. That's like real shit. Like your situation, you cannot let your current situation dictate what your future is gonna be, because it'll never go
as planned. Oh God. You're trying to line all the ducks up in a row that never get lined up in a row to, you know, go and do what you want to. So you might as well go ahead.
So we took a leap of faith. We came here on vacation.
So you were all in. Dre said he was hesitant at first, right?
Yeah, because Dre didn't know how we was gonna make it happen. He didn't. Yeah, he didn't see it. And Dre had never really. I took him on his first trip out of town. I took him to Vegas for his birthday. That was his first time riding a plane. First time
out of
leaving Kansas City. Yeah, leaving
Missouri.
I took him to Vegas for his birthday.
And you said earlier, y'all were like, look at that grin on Vegas. Yeah. So that was you said that when you came, y'all didn't have a plan. You just knew that it was time to move.
Yeah,
I was a chef.
At Black and Beach.
Grill cook at Black and Beach in Kansas. Black and Beach.
Yeah.
It's I was a chef and I got a vacation. And
I scheduled us a trip to Houston. All that. I told him to take off work. Yeah, we came down here in March. We did not want to leave. Like it just felt like none of us or like the kids.
We never seen that type of Southern hospitality. I'm talking about they was like the men was like stopping me, like, brother, like you got a beautiful family, like the women, like sister, I see y'all doing y'all.
It's thing. Like everybody happy to.
They was just.
I don't know.
All positive energy. Like,
so was it something like? Because I've been here for 10 years, and I love the town. People know me. I'm a straight up person, but my life changed when I moved here. It was just a different vibe. I was receiving the love that it was kind of like Antoine Fisher, if you ever seen the movie, when he finally got that Thanksgiving dinner, you start feeling that energy. You start, it's just different.
It's definitely different. Our lives changed. I know our first year we struggled so bad, but we came on vacation in March and then we ended up moving here in June of the same year. Like we just took the first house we could get. Yeah, we moved right in the hood.
What was that, 3 months after our vacation?
Yep, yep. We moved here June 17th, 2017. So, and the following year, we went through our things here. We didn't know nothing about Houston, brand new to it. But in that first year, it was so many times where we wanted to give up and go back home. I'm like, no, because being a felon, it's hard to maintain employment.
Yeah.
Texas
like,
is not felon friendly. I don't care what nobody say. Texas
Yeah.
is not felon friendly.
I'm talking about I'll work a job for a full month and then they'd be like, look, your background came back, sir, we're gonna have to let you go.
That last time,
I'm like, y'all was just about to give me a raise or put me up on, you know,
And
they
that
put
time
me on
did
a forklift. Like I'm coming home, like I gotta pull over. I'm over here crying, like, babe, I've been
That was
going
it for
through
me.
this shit since we've been up here. Like this shit
he
hurts.
was ready to
Like
give
I'm
up.
tired. Like I'm showing the kids. I'm doing my best.
And I
Like
was working at
I'm over
Denny's.
here from my socks all the way to my head. I'm over here just, groomed right, dressed right, doing coming on time, like perfect,
Yeah.
everything good. Like, and they talking about my background, but at that time my background was.
And
It was.
I just hate the way this system is set
It was
up
like
because you were 16 when that happened.
It was like 7. That was like 7. It was more than 7 years ago. So about time we got up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's 11 now.
But
so.
they don't care.
Yeah, so they just kept letting me go.
And he got to a point
we
where
was
he was
basically
give
paying.
up.
We was basically paying the rent and everything by cutting grass. Like I'm out there
Him and the boys.
Me and the boys.
Out here cutting grass.
Out there door to door knocking. I'm talking about we gotta make it. Like we done, you know what I'm saying? We done moved a whole, you know what I mean?
Man, I just gotta commend you all. Even here in this part, I'm getting amped up because you all are truly what love is. Love hard. Till death do us part. Sickness and health. Like, you are a living testimony, and I would have never known this about you all. And I just think it's so. I think it is so dope. Like, for real, because I don't give people praise too much. I'm a straight shooter. But I mean, just hearing this, like, I can tell the frustration that happened, but you all still kept each other back. Y'all kept going.
Yeah.
And then to know I have with the kids and they out there grinding with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was about ready to throw that towel in, but it was, my goddess, my queen over here, look, babe, look, babe, fuck that, fuck them. Like, we can start our own business. However we gonna do it, we gonna get it. Like, you know what I mean? You keep on, you too much in here. Just chill out. I got us for the day. Boom, we'll go to the beach. You know what I mean? Just relax. Quit thinking about that. You know what I mean? Think about something else. Look at what we out here doing. Like, you know what I mean? We can't do this back home. We ain't got no ocean. This is a real ocean out here. Like, you know what I mean?
Real spill.
Pay attention to what's in front of you. Like, live life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You living too far in the future. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? Live for now, right now. Like, you know what I mean? We good. Every time it seemed like it was about to go away, you know what I mean? How have things worked out? I'm like, it's God has always made a way for us. You're like, okay,
replenish.
So quit tripping. And it's, you know what I mean? And it's all gonna work itself out.
So you move here, y'all grinding, y'all finding like the good energy, love, you have everything, but y'all still grinding, y'all still growing, y'all still loving. And I believe that's probably what made y'all love even harder, to make this dude just smile when he talk about you. So, and this is the part that got me. So you had no kids when you first got married, correct?
Right.
Dre didn't have any kids. Tell us about this wonderful story, because that's what got me. I felt like I clutched my pearls. I'm like, what? and the reason why I say this is because you always see these memes or something. When I used to, oh, you got the baby? No,
what's going on?
No. Look, right on cue.
Right on cue. There you
right
go.
on cue. So the reason why it stuck to me so bad was when I used to tell women I didn't have kids and I was over 40, the first thing women said, well, what's wrong with you? What's wrong? Something got to be done. You can't commit. And I'm like, no, I just say sex. Say no. The stock stands up in the corner. But what made, and At what point did you decide that you wanted kids? Did she just tell you that she wanted to have a kid? Because
I always wanted a
tubes were
kid.
tied already. So
And I got my tubes tied because I had gave my youngest up for adoption, but I never went through it. I told myself I never had more kids because of the situation, but I kept my baby. But we wanted a baby, and I had always brought up tubal reversal with him. Dre didn't think that it was possible for a long time.
I've never really seen it too many times. I've never really, and there's a test to Claire. I'm gonna call you Claire Huxtable. So when you see me, I'm gonna be like, Miss Huxtable. That shows the love that has started from middle school through everything that happened and it brings it to now with the baby. And you said that you wanted to do that for him?
Yeah, like when we
I
was,
said I was gonna give my husband a baby.
Yeah, when she basically not taught herself, or just learned everything about it and found a different route from the options we had.
We ended up going to Mexico. I got our
passports.
We got the passport cards because we drove to Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Dr. Relly Brown. I had been following this man for a couple years, and I just seen the success stories. It's cheaper, you know. People, it's a stigma on going to Mexico, and people try to talk us out of it too. But that's why a lot of people are stuck in where they at, because they let people steer them away from something that they wanted to do. Mm-hmm. This is something we wanted. We went for it. And it was a beautiful experience. They were so good to us. Like the establishment was clean, everything. It was a same day surgery. We went in one day. They got us prepped, and they let him be in the room the whole time.
Yeah,
he had his scrubs on.
I had my scrubs on,
so he got to be a part of everything.
Wow.
And she over here telling me. She was mad at me after she came from surgery.
Because he didn't take pictures. They said he could have recorded and took pictures of the whole thing.
Because I'm making sure they in there cutting up right.
Look, he advocating for you. He probably lost his mind. All teeth. All teeth.
I'm making sure they don't mess my baby up. They ain't here. We don't know. You know what I mean? Like they all, it was a cool environment down there. And everybody was like welcoming, and
it was nice. We had to use Google to talk to them because we didn't understand nothing they were saying. But it's still even the language barrier, it still didn't stop nothing.
Right.
It was a beautiful experience. So fast forward 2 months after that, we end up getting pregnant.
Wow.
2 months after the surgery.
How did you tell him? Did you do a big?
I couldn't wait to tell him. And the crazy part is because I found out right after he had we done skipped over some stuff. He had just went to CDL's truck driving school to get his CDLs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was, babe.
Yes, it was. The mattress factory.
No, that was a false positive. I mean, whatever it is.
Okay.
The day he left, because he went to Waxahachie,
Texas,
to go
right outside of Dallas.
Yeah, Fort Worth.
I ain't going.
He went up there for truck driving school.
I went up there.
The same day he left is the day that I found out that I was pregnant. But we end up, the day I found out basically was the same day that we ended up losing the baby too. So that was our first pregnancy in 2018. That's when we got the surgery. 2018, then we got pregnant in 2019, July, and we miscarried after 10 weeks. And then we found out we was pregnant again this year, January 7th. And I just knew, I told him, I said, this the one. I knew it. Mm-hmm. I just felt it in my soul that he was gonna make it. Our baby has a heart condition and everything, but he's so perfect. You'll never he's our miracle baby, our little miracle. And I named him DeAndre. My husband kept telling me his name should be Andre or something.
My eyeballs sweat a little bit. Come on, because my eggs be dropping when I see kids. I'm sorry. I'm protecting kids. I love on kids, and I didn't know that portion. I think that's something that I've done shows with doulas. I've done shows dealing with Black women in hospitals, the way they're treated and more. Right. But the church that I go to at Crossover, they had a sermon, I forgot, but they were talking about, just about miscarriage anymore, and how you still have to support and you still have to understand that it's a portion of life that you have to deal with. You have to make
Yeah.
sure both sides are okay. So
Oh, that was hard.
oh man, I just commend you all for just being you. Because like I said, you would never if you would have walked through, Clara Huxtable would be there nodding her head. Mhm. Depending on if the Chiefs is winning or he just
Right.
ready. The smile, that's what I'm saying. And I just commend you all, and without y'all, I just love you all so much. For real, for real. Like if you ever see me, like I'm genuine. Like y'all all right with me without even knowing the whole family. Like it's just a beautiful thing. And I didn't know what I was gonna talk about. I was very nervous, but I just said, you know, it's just gonna go and it's just gonna flow. Because I think that this is something that many families go through. You all are answering questions, you all are inspiring people. And like I said, I don't do this for clout. I don't do this for me because I don't even say it much, but I just believe in giving people roses. And I think that God has blessed me to even text during the Chiefs game to ask, hey, would you be on the show? Because I truly feel like I've truly been blessed in conversation. Like for your story is amazing, is deserving of praise. It's I think that your kids are always going to be well rounded because I think that parents always try to be Superman and Wonder Woman. But if you don't introduce your children to being humane, this is how you get up. This is how you fight. That's what makes character. That's what makes kids character in this society nowadays. That's what makes them human. You know, I'm not gonna be before you long. My eggs are still dropping because the baby. I mean, look at that. Ah. So I always ask people in life, what do you feel like your 3% is? And the 3% that I'm talking about is what do you feel through everything that you're going through? What do you think your life has shown you that most people don't know about you? What do you feel like drives you and more?
What drives me? Are you asking us individually or?
Yeah, individually, or y'all can say as a couple.
Our struggle. Like we done been through so much. That's what motivates me every day to. I tell Dre like, cause he beat up on himself sometimes. You know, when you in a position where you at now, it's a position that you used to pray to be in. And once you get there, you forget like, oh my God, you forget that you prayed for this. Because where you used to be, you was not nowhere near this state right here. So he beat up on himself a lot of times because he feel like we should be further in life. But I have to keep reminding him too, like we have come so far and nothing is to be rushed. Like with the trucking company, everything we trying to do with the baby. We waited 3 years. It took 3 years for us to conceive after having a tubal reversal.
Yeah, I was on the road before the second miscarriage, so I wasn't here.
Both of them.
For both of them.
Both times I miscarried.
Both times she miscarried, but the second one was worse.
Yeah.
Like you actually like.
I was hospitalized.
Yeah, she was hospitalized. So I'm like, nah, I can't do that. So I came home and got a local job.
Yeah, and he surprised me with that too. Cause I got a YouTube channel too, trying to conceive with Eve. Really, it's my tubal reversal journey. Trying to conceive with Eve is the Facebook group. But I will always say that we haven't conceived, like it's not working because he was over the road. And once he went local, we would actually get pregnant. And that's exactly what happened. But he surprised me with that. He came home one weekend, cleared his truck out, had me taking him doing all this. And I'm like, what is this for? They fired you? What's going on? He was like, I just got to do something. So when he was finally done with the last step, he told me he went local. And I just couldn't believe it. Like, you did that for me. And it's not an easy thing because he took a pay cut too. Like, and knowing how this man is, he's a workaholic. Like, Dre don't play that. He don't play that.
Yeah.
But I feel like my drive is what we've been through and where I know we're headed. Like, I just love life. I love life. I love the people in it. And I love the experience. I know that God is not done with us yet. It's so much more to go. And we have so much more that we have to do before we leave this earth. And we got so much time to do it. I know, people, I don't take take for granted the time that we are given on earth. But I know that like everything that we are destined to do is gonna happen. And it can't be rushed. It's not supposed to be rushed.
Yeah.
I feel like we kind of balance it. I know we balance each other out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's
Wow.
why when I'm down, he lifted me up. When he is down, I'm lifting him up.
Yeah. Man, hey, come on, man. I'm hyped. Like for real. I think this is one. I think this is why I created this platform, is so people can just see. I believe in today's time, people have lost the ability to understand talking and texture with each other. You know what I'm saying? And this conversation is huge. This conversation is beautiful. And like I said, I appreciate you all for even talking to me. And
we appreciate you for having us.
For real, like, yeah. I mean, I could have looked like a weirdo, but I'm just like, oh, he told me that, and that same smile right there is what I gotta find out.
My family calls him Smiley. My mom and them always tell me, boy, I know your face hurt. Ashtray, his face hurt from all that smiling. That's all he do. My mama said, you've been smiling since we got married.
How about that?
She said they call him Smiley.
Well, check this out. I'm not going to be before you long. If you hold on, I'm going to go ahead and end this, but I truly appreciate it. And I'm going to holler at you. Just give me 1 second here. Hold on. Right.
Okay.